We are recording this for future benefit. Just to remind everybody, if you look in the help system in the upper right-hand corner, under the help, we actually do have this area for webinars and past webinars, upcoming webinars. This is where you're going to find this recording next week, usually about a week later or sooner, of this and any webinars that we ever put on. Here's the past webinars list going down. We break it down by topic area so you guys can come in. And we are also offering the ability for you guys to ask live questions today during the webinar. As I talk about things, I have Dennis, another senior consultant here with Miraval Technologies. Dennis will be manning the question and answer section. So if you have any questions about anything that's relevant to what I'm talking about at the time, we do invite you to go ahead and ask those questions as you see fit, and we will post these live answers, webinar Q&As right here. We're going to post these questions and answers as along with the recording of the webinar once we get this up on the help site. Okay. As a participant, you are in listen-only mode. Depending on how much time we have toward the end, I have a tendency to open up for open questions and answers. So, you know, kind of think about that too, if you might have something there toward the end. And just remember, if you ever want to schedule time with your consultants, we do send out a weekly email to admins, and I think it's once a month we send out to non-admins as well. Just an invitation reminding you guys everybody has free training, free consulting time at the beginning of every year. Many of you take advantage of that and deplete that free time. It comes part of your package, your support package. So remember, everybody gets at least 4, if not 12, maybe unlimited, depending on what support package you're on, unlimited training and consulting time with any of us, your consultants. So make sure and take advantage of that. At the end of the year, that time does expire, and you get a new set of time on January 1st. So it's one of those things, guys, if you don't use it, you lose it. So make sure and get on your consultant's calendar between now and the end of the year, and let's utilize that free training time to dig a lot deeper into what we're going over today as it's relevant to you and your organization, okay? We're going to start out with some general topics. Number one, a few weeks ago, unfortunately, we experienced a major service outage. Over in our data center over in Texas, there was a big fiber cut or some other hardware issues there, and we were down for a couple of hours. Now, if you remember, and you may not know this, but your site name, .magazinemanager.com, is your main live site name. But you also have 3 backup live domains, if you will. You also have a .biz, you also have a .us, and you also have a .info. So if you can't get to the .com site, try the .biz, .us, and .info sites, and they're a different route around the internet, if you will, a different path into the live servers and the live data so that you can continue to use live. If .com, try one of the 3 backups. Always remember you have a .net site. This .net site is not live. This site is a copy of your live data, a copy of your live site that gets overwritten about every 2 to 3 weeks or so. So if you want to go in and play around with a new concept or try a new template or try something new before you do it on the live site, don't forget you have the .net site there as well, okay? So keeping that, want to make sure that you guys remember how to, if you need to open up a tech support ticket, up here in the upper right corner, right by the help, there's a way for you to edit, open a ticket, and actually go in and create a tech support. If you've got a bug or an error or something like that, create a tech ticket, and through email, that ticket will be managed, and your problem will be resolved in however long it takes, depending on your problem, and that's going to be there too. Make sure to remember that, okay? Now, brand new, just a couple of weeks ago, we actually finalized the integration of MailChimp in with Magazine Manager. Now, if you have an existing MailChimp account, then the connectivity is an easy connectivity. You might be able to do it by yourself, but I would encourage you, if you have any troubles or any questions or really don't feel comfortable, schedule, half an hour block, half an hour with your software consultant, and we'll be happy to help you do that connection. If you want to give it a try yourself, I'll just point out a couple of high-level things with the MailChimp integration. You need to get a MailChimp API key out of MailChimp in order to connect it to Magazine Manager. Now, once you're in MailChimp over here, if you go to the account info section in the upper right-hand corner, in the account info section, we're going to have this little area here called extras. You want to go under the extras for your API keys. Now in here, you'll have listed any existing API keys, or you may have no API keys. At the bottom here, you can create a new API key and then simply copy this API key, because this is what you need to make that connection happen. Once you generate and copy that API key, then, and this is an administrative function, administrators come over to Management, Site Setup, Website Setup, and under the site-wide defaults here towards the bottom, as I scroll on down here, come on screen, here we go. Toward the bottom here, you're going to have the ability, email sender, choose MailChimp, and paste in your API key. Do a quick save on that. This screen refreshes, and then come back down, and you need to let MailChimp know what merge fields you're going to use from the letter editor in the letter template. So under the MailChimp merge fields, go down here and select all the fields that you intend to use in the letters up here in the communications, these merge fields from the company record. Go ahead and you can select up to 30 fields. Do a quick little select all the way down. Don't forget to include your rep fields, because you might have those rep fields merged in with the letter body. All right? Map all those fields, press save, and that's it. Bring your API key in, flip this on to MailChimp, put your API key in, and then MailChimp map those fields, and that's all there is. You can actually set it up yourself if you feel comfortable doing that process. Now, if you're not comfortable doing the process, again, schedule time with us. We'll be happy to help you. Under the communications menu, if you're doing the self-hookup part yourself, you will want to open a tech support ticket requesting that you have the campaign report added to your site. This campaign report basically lets people, non-MailChimp enabled users, maybe you want your sales team to use this, and I'm going to show you a couple of ways to use this in the advanced search in the mailing list wizard, but you don't want to give your sales team the credentials to log into MailChimp. Well, by using the campaign report, you get to see all the different campaigns that you send out through MailChimp, and you get a success status over here, how many recipients it went to, and if it's success, if it was pending, if it failed, you're going to get to know that without having to log into MailChimp. All right, so let's take a look, and we're going to combine a couple of topics now with the advanced search and MailChimp integration. If you've not had an opportunity yet to look at the advanced search, then I highly, highly encourage you to do so. Before this advanced search, you used to not be able to search based on if people were running or not running, if they're expired or not expired, etc. What your sales rep Susie can go in here, and she can say, you know what, I'm going to find everybody who's currently expired, who last ran between August 1st and the end of October. I'm going to find my recently expired advertisers so that I can blast them out through MailChimp a renewal email campaign, or maybe create a call list and call these people. But before this advanced search, you could not have done that search in here and get the results in the way that we get it and make them efficiently useful. That's the key here, efficiency and usefulness. So I have 6 accounts that recently ran who are currently expired. And if I just double click any one of these accounts, we can go to the contracts tab and see that in fact, yes, this customer did have a contract between August and the end of October, but have nothing running in the future. So there we go. There's an accurate result, and all these results will be accurate. With the MailChimp integration, you can simply open up the Actions panel over here, select all, and go to Send Emails. And there's our MailChimp integration, sending the emails. Go up here and grab a renewal letter template that you would have put together under Communication and Letters. This is where you're going to put that renewal email together first, search for your renewal people, open up the Actions panel, send the email, select your letter, make it from you, sales rep Stan, and the email address in the subject line, and press Send. And this will send through MailChimp all of this. Now, the beauty of MailChimp, of course, is that it gives you what they call the campaign statistics. You know, how many of the 6 got delivered, how many got opened, who opened them, things like that. So you can take those campaign analytics and be a smart rep and go in and specifically target people who they got delivered to and who opened up that email. All right? Now, if you want to be more personable, and instead of emailing them out a renewal letter, you want this to become a call list because you got phone numbers. You want to go down and call these people for renewals. Then on the other side of the results search panel, we can put this in the split screen mode. In the split screen mode, you're going to be able to jump around between 6 accounts without ever having to leave this screen looking at historic notes and activities and scheduling future information. Simply by clicking the first row and putting a note. Okay, pick up your phone, you dial Joe. Hey, Joe, this is Karen. Yeah, I'm calling you for renewal because it looks like you just ran and expired and we want to renew and all my salesy stuff that I do. Yeah, I'm noting your account right now while we're talking. I'm going to add that note. Okay, looks like I don't have a mobile number for you. I want your email address. I want to update. You can update contact email information, phone number, name, all of that within this interface without having to leave this screen. When you're done with Joe, fine, thanks, Joe. Talk to you later. Click on the next account. New Mexico Marketplace, Rena, here we go. Here's all the historic notes and activities. Here's the same kind of thing. Go through efficiently and reach out to your specifically targeted people that you defined here in the advanced search. All right, so there's a lot of pieces of the industry, different things, mailing coming together and efficiencies all coming together here as we evolve the magazine newspaper manager and make, you know, available to our clients exactly what they need and exactly what's useful. All right, so make sure and take advantage of the advanced search. There's so many customization options. There's so many options. Maybe you're a company who said, all right, reps, we want to make sure we have 100% categorization on all accounts. We want to make sure that on every single account that you make sure and let us know what high-level industry there is. You can actually run, let's reset this search, you can run a search to find all the accounts where the category is blank and missing. So this is a targeted list to go through, so now the rep can go through and find their missing and go populate, go get everything done. A lot of really nice stuff in here. Again, don't forget, over under Help, under Learning Center Videos, and this time, if you go to New Features section, you're going to find a lot of information about what I'm covering today. The new contact search, the email capture, email notifications, Campaigner, and MailChimp marketing integration. A lot of this details can be found over in Help as well. All right. Now, admins. Let's talk a little bit about year-end administrative things that are relevant. Maybe you'll need to go in and extend out your publication schedules. You can go to Management, Site Setup, Website Setup, go to your pub schedules, make sure and look at each of your publication schedules, go view your issues, and don't forget if you need to add issues, go ahead and add the issues with the date range under here. If you forgot how to add issues, guess what? There's a handy-dandy video available for that. Learning Center videos, Management, and then over here there's one about the publication schedule. That video will help you go through that really easy peasy, okay? So we got that going on there. Now, don't forget your circulation side of the house too. If you guys are doing paid, free, maybe Compless circulation subscriptions from the website setup, you want to come all the way down here to your circulation and distribution. Not only do you need to update your publication schedules for the ad sales management side of it, but you also need to update your circulation schedules for circulation subscribers. Do the same kind of thing there. Don't forget to do that. All right. Email capture and calendar syncing. If you've not turned it on already, admins, I want all the admins on the call today. I've got some homework for you here. I want you to go into your site after this call, and I want you to specifically check on a couple of things. Go to the website setup, site-wide defaults, and if you haven't done so, I've encountered 2 clients today who still haven't done this, and we promoted it so loudly, and I really want to make sure everybody's taking advantage of this. But come down in here to the email settings. You want to make sure to enable email capture and also enable the summary email notifications. Now, what's this email capture thing all about? Well, since I've been here for almost 5 years, I've constantly heard, and it's such a great request, I wish we could route our emails directly to the notes and activities of our contacts, because a good, diligent sales rep will be emailing to their advertiser, to the prospect, and they will kind of highlight and copy the email content and then go to the company record, and they'll actually paste manually that email into the company record as a note and activity. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. If your site has already been turned on with the email capture, you guys want to go over here to My Stuff, over in the My Stuff area, come down to the Account Info area, and you're going to find your email capture ID right in here. Now, how do we use this email capture ID? What's going on with this? Well, what you're going to do for every email that you send out to an advertiser, let's say I'm on the company record here, and this email myself, so I'm going to click on the email. This is going to launch my locally installed email client, and I'm going to type out my email like I normally would and send to my client all about how wonderful they are and how I want them to renew and we appreciate their business. But the email capture comes into play here. You put your email capture ID in the blind copy field. If you don't see the blind copy field in Outlook, I believe if you go over to options, this blind copy will be turned off. Just turn it on here, and then you'll see the blind copy field. There it is. Now, guys, notice I didn't have to type out that whole address. All I do is press the letter T. There it is at the top. You will have to type it in one time. But because Outlook has that auto recollection kind of thing, you type in whatever the first letter is on your email capture ID, there you go. It's that simple to use. The rule of this and the way that it works, when you press send, all right, and that's either going to compose a new email, forward, or reply to an email, but you're pressing send. When you, the user, press send and include your email capture ID here in the blind copy field, it will route the entire content of this email message directly into the notes area of each contact that you have addressed here in the to fields. So I'm sending this to Mark and Stuart and all these other people. Our software is going to go through and find all the contacts where they have these email addresses, and we're going to dump these notes into all those places. Now, if you've got folks in the carbon copy field, we're not going to look at the carbon copy field. We're only going to look at the to fields. When you press send and you have your email capture right here is the only time that the email is automatically captured. So you're naturally thinking, well, what about their reply? What do I do with their reply? With their reply, you're simply going to take their reply from your inbox. You're going to forward it to, let's say this is their reply email, and you pressed forward. You're going to forward that reply email to your email capture ID, and we're going to go in and we're going to look for who this was sent to originally, and we're still going to forward that reply directly in to. It's not an automatic thing, but it is a pretty easy thing to forward their reply into the note and activity area so you can capture their reply as well. There's probably some other questions you have about this, more about how to implement it. That is way too detailed into the scope of today's call. If you want more information about that, certainly reach out to your software consultants, and we're going to be very happy to help you out with that and make sure that you guys are leveraging that okay. I believe everybody at this point, you've already gone through the whole transition of how you log into the magazine and newspaper managers. Just remember, we did this to align our software more with industry standards and to make your accounts and your sites better protected. About once a year, I think it's set. You're going to have to reset the password no more frequently than once a year. 6 to 12 characters, uppercase, lowercase, and numbers must be included in the email. So be aware of that and how to handle that. If you are using if you have a Google account, let's talk about Google Calendar integration. Remember, this is Magazine and Newspaper Manager's calendar right here. All right, we have the option for you. And admins, if you don't see the option here, and I don't see the option on mine, admins, what you can do is go in here and turn on in the employee editor, per employee, go in and turn on their ability to do the Google Calendar syncing. It's going to be right down here in the bottom area of this. Google Calendar sync is set to no, flip it to yes. Whenever that user logs in, that user will have the ability, I should have now the ability, There we go. To get the Google Connect button, all you have to do is simply press the Google Connect, make sure that you're authenticating to the right account, and we will fully synchronize your magazine newspaper manager calendar with your Google Calendar. Why is that important? Okay, so big deal. Well, it's really important because if you think about it, on your smartphone, on your iPad, on your Android tablet, on your laptop, on your desktop, you probably have that Google Calendar account loaded in all of those calendar apps. So all you have to do as a best practice, make sure in the employee record in Magazine Manager, if I need to schedule a meeting with Hetty, I'm gonna select Hetty's name as a contact. I'm going to create a new meeting, and I'm going to set that meeting date here, and all meetings that are set up in the Magazine Manager automatically show up on the Newspaper Magazine Manager's calendar. Because this calendar will be synchronized with Google, all right, where'd it go? There we go. I didn't pick a time, so it put it up here at midnight. But this is a bi-directional synchronization. Had I had this connected, as soon as this landed here, it landed in my Google account, and voila. All of my smart devices that utilize that Google account, I now have my appointment calendar for my meetings on all devices without having to do anything else other than follow the best practice of scheduling your meeting on the contact record of Magazine Manager. So make sure that's in place, works beautifully. Everybody loves it. I love it. If you need more help setting that up and working through any troubles you might have, again, reach out to the consultant for that. All right. For the sales team, I want to remind you guys that under reports, we actually have some nice issue-to-issue comparison reports and some expiring contract reports. If you go to the expiring contract report and you see that box at the top, let me go to the old one. What I think a lot of you are going to be seeing right now is this contract expirations report, and it's got this box at the top. And this basically, if you see this anywhere in the system, pay attention to it because this screen is going away and it's getting replaced by wherever this target takes you. So this is the new contract expirations report. You'll be able to search. Notice that similar functionality here. We're trying to build in more consistency with our user interfaces and our screens. We've got a search tab, results tab, and actions panel over here for a lot of things. All right. So you can do this if you want to find everybody. We're already closing out November, probably already closed December, but maybe December's still open. I want to find all of my expiring contracts in December. This is a list of everyone who's running their last month and their last product in December and are not running in that product anymore. TP News. December's the last issue for this guy, okay? This is your expiring contracts report. Select all. Come over here. Send emails. And send these emails out to the people through an email blast. Now, you can also do the same functionality over here in the advanced search just by how you're running that, but this is kind of a nice deal here because it shows you what product, what issue, and this spend over here, by the way, this is the total spend for the history of their involvement in Magazine Manager. So we can sort this descending and handle our biggest accounts first, handle all the big boys, and then come on down here to the lesser and lesser spenders here, okay? We don't quite have this yet made into a split screen. I know that we're trying to consistently apply these nice nifty features on all these different redesigned interfaces we can. Not sure if the team is on that one to put this in split screen or not, but you know, we can still get our split screen over here in advanced search by running this a similar way and finding the same set of people who are expiring, okay? Don't forget about your issue-to-issue comparison. And oh my goodness, so you notice here, I'm closing tabs, closing tabs, closing tabs. Throughout the day, you could have 20 or 30 tabs open here all at one time. Instead of having to close a tab, close a tab, close a tab, if you simply right-click and close other tabs, this will absolutely close all the tabs but your home, my list, and advanced search tabs. So keep that in mind, that will work really nicely with that. Mac users we don't have a right click. Yeah, you do. I promise. I do it all the time. Just on the right side of your mouse, if you right click the right side of your mouse, you will have this right click menu pop up. Mac users, you guys can do that as well. Okay. Let's take a look here. Using activity types, sales managers, talking to you right now. If you want to track how your sales team is really spending their time, you want to go down here in your activity type and make sure that you have activity type set up to track buckets of types of time that they're spending. Now, what do I mean by that? All right. So anytime there's a note, an activity, or a meeting entered into the system, we always encourage our clients to always select an activity type. The activity type answers the question of why. Why am I making a note? Why am I scheduling a callback? Why am I scheduling a meeting? Some good examples of the activity types are closing efforts, renewal efforts, cold call efforts, basic customer service follow-up, maybe collections effort. Remember, accounting is using this system too. Accounting is scheduling callbacks. Your collections person, they're scheduling callbacks and things like that. So think about the entire business life cycle of you and your advertiser, and make sure and select an activity type and call it an effort, because you don't want to have to set up a renewal meeting, a renewal email, a renewal callback. Don't set up 3 activity types. Call it a renewal effort, and then it's a meeting, a callback, or a note. Then you can go back later and run some activity reports. I think it's under the customers contact reports. Nope. It's under, I know it's under management, Flex reports. We have an activity note search where you can select activity types and see, you know, how many hours are being spent, or how many renewal activities. Sales rep Susie can't close deals because she's making collections calls all the time. Really? Let's run some activity reports and figure out how you're utilizing your time. And then you can fine tune and hone that sales team and make sure they're utilizing the time and resources the way you want to. Then as you put in meetings and notes and callbacks, you can actually schedule, or you can set up goals and say, hey team, I want to make sure you guys are dialing 120 dials or 100 dials a week. Make sure you're on the phone calling. These are your goals. And if your sales team actually goes in and sets up these callbacks or enters these callbacks or notes as a call, then this completed call note ticks against their actual goal. So when you go to the goals report, and they can look, you can set up these meeting goals, call goals, sales goals. You got these call goals, here's your actuals against the goal. You can actually have everybody kind of say, you know, guys, magazine managers and newspaper managers, an incredible system. It's got all these time management features. It's got all these reporting and analytic features and all this stuff. We're going to start leaning on the tool to help us better manage ourselves as a company. So you, sales rep Susie, you've got some call goals, you've got meetings goals, you've got sales goals. We're going to start using the goal reports to track activity, to track things. So admins, sales managers, executives on the line, make sure to have some conversations and some meetings with your consultants about how to better manage and help report on and make yourself a more lean operation, a more profitable operation, because sales reps, you're more lean, more profitable, a little bit more money in the company pocket. That means better company parties and raises and all that good stuff, right? So anyway, just think about that. You know, there's some very nice and robust areas there, pardon me, that you can do. Now let's take a look at some printing of some reports. I know there's some favorite reports, like over here, you've got my run sheet. So you've got a sales run sheet up here, and let's just review how to, some really nifty things about the sales run sheet. There's a lot going on right here, right now in the sales run sheet. And if you guys aren't experiencing the benefits of what we have, these page numbers, these thumbnails to these pages here, my goodness, this guy's in red. What's he in red all about? This report, again, and this is where I'm going to go way back high and say, as long as every staff member, every department in your publication, your production company, as long as you guys use the tools designed as they're designed to be used, you're creating transparencies and information flows and efficiencies that you didn't have before. Where's this page number coming from? Well, this page number is coming from Digital Studio, because your production department is using Digital Studio. They're using the flat plan in order to lay out the magazine. Let me type. I can't talk and type or I'll mess up. Hang on just a second. All right, so let's go back. Okay, we're over here. We're on Organic Delights 2012 December. Organic Delights 2012 December. That page number is showing up because whoever's responsible for laying out the flat plan saying this half-page ad goes on this page and that half-page ad goes on that page and everything else. And by the way, how many times have you left out ads because somebody forgot to put them in the book? Well, if you're using the flat planning tool, that'll never happen again, because all converted contracts, all business running in this issue, you're going to have that half-page contract over here popping up. And if it's still sitting here, that means it wasn't planned to go in the book. That means that it could be left out. So if that department uses this tool to do their job, not only are you making sure you're not leaving anybody out, but it also means that we just grabbed and captured page number 3 to show up over here in this and many, many other reports. Okay, so that's where that's coming from. Where is this thumbnail coming from? Gosh, this is a 4-year-old issue, but yet I still have access to ad material and to the full page. So as a sales rep, I'm in a self-service mode. I can go in and I don't have to pick up the phone and bug Production Paul because he's busy laying out the upcoming issue. I can just go into my sales run sheet and I can look at this because they're uploading the finished pages in Digital Studio. You may not be publishing your digital edition, but in fact, you're at least uploading those pages in Digital Studio. Therefore, you have that thumbnail of that page. You simply click it. It opens up a full high-res JPEG. Sales Rep Susie, you can go in here and save that image, attach it to an email, and send it off self-service without having to do or bug anybody else. This guy in red on the run sheet. Why is it in red on the run sheet? Because he's so many X number of days past due on their open accounts receivables. If you go out to the right, you can see these guys are overdue by and they're over the credit limit, even if you guys may or may not be tracking your credit limit. All right, they're in red because they're X number of days overdue on their accounts receivable. So admins on the call, be sure to go into management, site setup, website setup, site-wide defaults. If you are billing and receiving payments in Magazine and Newspaper Manager, then in the site-wide defaults area here, this is where you're going to set up those time frames. Display credit in red on the run sheet. This is where that's coming from because we've activated it. We put our threshold in here. Now this is how it's going to result. So Sales Rep Susie sees these guys are at least 30 or 60 days past due. So again, as long as departments and as long as you guys are fully leveraging the software and get really good training, really good consulting, and dig in and take time and set up and configure this stuff, you have all kinds of incredible transparency at your fingertips. You might be curious, well, heck, what do they have open? If you click on the company name, it drives you straight to the company record. On the Details tab, there you go. There's all the open accounts, open AR right here, open invoices. If they have a prepaid credit sitting on the customer account, they have the account balance. Again, everything's transparent and right here in that section there. Now, once we look at the sales run sheet in the report, you know, I'm looking at all these column headers here, and I've got a comp page and a miscellaneous, and oh, by the way, this page views, by the way, this is a real number being fed from Google Analytics because we published this digital edition in our digital edition framework, and because, again, integration, enterprise architecture, it's a win-win. We're going to feed readership information right back into the sales run sheet without you having to go look up some other report. So when you go back to Renew, Global Travel here, and you tell them, sorry, it was the one above, DIA Risk Associates, you go back in and tell them, hey, we have had literally 543 page views on that page where you are. You guys need to upgrade it from this little full page. Y'all need to do an inside front cover or a double page spread. Use your analytics to increase your revenue without really any extra cost. If you're publishing a digital edition, don't publish it there anymore. Publish it with us. Let's feed some data in. Let's get you some good analytics there, and we're good to go. I don't like, so where was I going with all this? I don't like to see some of these column inches or some of these other fields in columns that just aren't relevant to me. You can always, when you hover over any one of these column headers, you can always come in here and go to columns right in here and turn off and turn on different, customize your view. This is customizable per user logged in. So Sales Rep Susie wants to see her way. The other executive wants to see her way. It's all based on your login. Now, once there's 2 steps though. Step 1, turn on and off the columns you want to see. Step 2, go under Options, Save Column Setup. or the next time you come in here, it's going to lose all of those custom configuration changes you made, and you're going to have to redo it. So when you customize your columns, come down here to the Options button, Save Column Setup. While we're here, we were talking about printing and printing of reports. All right, you can show the totals of this run sheet, and the totals on this run sheet, this is really, really nice information. For this issue, my total net sales are $99,250. My rate card rate were, for these, it was actually retail at $99,200. So we're actually $50 over retail. Or likely the actual net sales usually are a bit less than the rate card because people negotiate and you got a discount sometimes, but either way, whichever way that pendulum swings, you've got that information with one click right here at your fingertips. We have 12 ads in the issue, total of 11 pages divided into the net sales. Here's your effective page rate, and then you can break these sales down by rate card. You know, some were the fashion rates, some of the Organic Delight rates, other rates came in through this. Got a lot of this stuff that you got here visible on the screen. What if you want to print this and print those analytics as well? Go to Options, Print Report with Totals. And here is everything in with the totals. You can print it to a PDF, send it out to your local printer, whatever you want to do. But here's everything. Even got the coloration for these guys being overdue. All right, so that's how you can print reports. Now, what if you have a report that doesn't necessarily have that print button? I just encountered that earlier today. Let's go to Reports, Accounts Receivable, and maybe let's do the AR Aging Summary Report. All right. Accounting staff, if you're on the phone and listening, stop printing out your aging for your sales reps. Let's teach the reps to go in, reports, accounts receivable, and run their own aging. It's here, it's transparent, it's at their fingertips. Select the rep name, view, and here's that rep's information right here at their fingertips. They can look at it anytime. They don't have to wait till Mondays to get the latest aging. It's at their fingertips anytime they want it right here. Now notice here, there's a view in here, and I really want to print this, right? I want to print this, but I don't see a print button anywhere. The best way to print when you don't see a print button anywhere, you always want to use this Print Active Tab button right up here. Whatever your active tab is, going from tab to tab, when you print the active tab, it's going to print all the contents within that tab, and then again, send it out to wherever you want it to go, to the printer, wherever here or there. All right, so if you don't see a button to print or export, you can always print the active tab and get that a hard copy out on paper if you need to. All right. Let's remind everybody about some best practices with callbacks and taking us back over again to the advanced search. Every single day that you come into the office and log in, sales team, professionals, there every single day, there's a list potentially of somebody you promised to call back that day. Every single day you go to the office, you have to manage a future list of people that you promised to call in the future. You want to always, 100% of the time, set up those reminders, set up those callbacks on the contact record as a callback. So let's say I need to call Hank Kohler back later, so I'm going to click on Hank because this callback belongs to Hank. I'm going to go down here, I'm going to select my callback. I'm going to do my callback activity type. Why? Because I'm trying to renew. So it's a renewal effort callback, and we're going to wink, wink, wink. We're going to set this out way into the future, 11/29. Do yourself a favor because you're going to be going down a list efficiently. You don't want to research every, oh, why was I supposed to call Hank back? I did this 3 weeks ago. I don't remember. All right, here's a little reminder note about the callback that will show up during the callback. So do yourself a favor, make a little bit of note, make a little note about that callback. Now, come the day that it's time to do, so I sat down, I got my coffee set at my desk, I do my callbacks first thing in the morning, I log in, oh, there's a pop-up, these guys, oh, yay, they're doing another webinar, awesome. Oh, look, here's today, I've got all these callbacks, all these meetings scheduled for today. Don't use this to perform your callbacks, okay? I know a lot of you who've been with us for a long time, maybe there wasn't a better way to do it, but there's a much better way to do it now. This is a visual reminder of what's going on today, meetings and callbacks. When you go to actually perform your callback, we used to tell people to go to My List, but My List is getting replaced with the Advanced Search Save Searches. So let's look at both side by side. If you've adopted and gotten to love My List, don't worry. Even if that little tab goes away, your functionality is still here 100%. Here's that box. It's being replaced with blah, blah, blah. That's what I was telling you about. This is going away and going somewhere else. But look, my callbacks, my contacts, accounts receivable, saved searches, mailing lists. All of that is available over here under the advanced search, saved searches. Callbacks, contacts, accounts receivable, mailing lists, and there was one other one that didn't show up. What was it? Saved searches, because I don't have any saved searches in here yet. So count on the fact that I want you to move your day-to-day callbacks. Go ahead and start moving them from my list over to advanced search, because my list is getting replaced by this feature in advanced search. Here are my callbacks right here. Go to today's callbacks. This is a list of all the callbacks that were scheduled for today, plus any callbacks in the past that you've not yet marked complete. Now, but I loved my list. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. In my list, when I went to today's callbacks, I had this handy split screen here, and I was able to kind of work my list right here in the interface, jumping from company record to company record, all that good blah, blah, blah stuff we've been talking about, right? Where's it at over in advanced search? Right here. Just simply press the split screen, and now you got apples and apples. Now you've got the same ability to go down, and you've got it all right here. Do your callback, make your note, update contact information, schedule a future callback, schedule a future meeting. You're done with it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now. Mark that callback complete. It drops off the list, and you keep working these callbacks and working until those callbacks are done. That marking the callback complete puts a tick in your actual column, because your sales management team has decided, you know, they want to start putting some callback goals, things like that. All of this stuff is tying together. This is working because everyone is doing their part of the job in the system as designed and intended. You get a lot more transparency. You get a lot more efficiency yet again here as well. All right. So we've got the callbacks going on. Let me turn to production. You guys have been so patient so far. Let me turn to production a little bit. Publishers, if you're on the phone and your production staff is not on the phone, listen up. Everybody, listen up. This is really, really important. You definitely want to be managing your ad traffic management in the Ad Manager if you're not doing so already. The Ad Manager is a pre-populated list because, again, that transparency, that interconnectivity, enterprise design, when we look up a product year and issue, we're able to see all of the contracts that are here. But now we're in an interface where we can track the proofing, track the ad trafficking until the point of the ad being done. Requires design, yes or no, first proof, second proof, third proof, ad done, date, timestamps, everything. Hey, remember that page number? We got it from over here in Digital Studio. We know it's going to show up. We even have a virtual slick or a job jacket or whatever you guys call that little folder that follows the ad all the way through the production process until it's done. We have a virtual job jacket here as well. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is if you run this search and use this just right, there comes a day. Today's the day for ad material deadline reminders. How many of you have gone in and created an email to client 1, forwarded that email or copied to client 2, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? No, don't have to do that. If you are diligently using the Ad Manager to mark ads having arrived, ads done, et cetera, then all you're going to do is change your search. Instead of all statuses, I'm getting ready to send out my ad material reminders, so I'm going to filter for all the ads where all the ads have not arrived. Search. This is only 4 people. We could have 44 people, 104 people, whatever. These are all the people where ads have not arrived. Simply select all, go to options, send email communications, pick whatever reminder template. You guys have now, because this is so easy, you might set up a first, second, third, final reminder. You might remind the heck out of them and have all these different templates. Pick whatever reminder letter you want to send out at this current time, and here we go. Your material is due for this issue, next, you go, production contact by production contact, and you can blast out an email reminder for ad material reminders so efficiently, so quickly. I hear the collective, oh my God, I love that, because that's what I always hear when I work with my production teams one-on-one, is you have no idea, Mark, what we used to have to do and this and that. Guys, this tool, this feature has been sitting here for at least 5 years that I've been with the company. The only difference is a lot of teams are not leveraging the tool. So please reach out to your production department. Ask them, are you using the Ad Manager to track your ad trafficking and ads done and all that? And if they say no, drop what you're doing, schedule time with your consultant, because it's less than a 30-minute training to teach you how to do it, and you've just bought your company thousands and maybe tens of thousands of dollars of increased profits because you're working more efficiently using this efficiency tool. If you're a self-service kind of person, I would encourage that production person to go into Help, Learning Center videos, go into the production section, the Ad Manager and the Job Jacket. Here's a video right here that'll teach you guys how to do this if you want to get to it quicker than you can get on your consultant's calendar, okay? So make sure that that team is doing what they should be doing here as well. In here in the Job Jacket, not sure if it's relevant to you or not, but if you've often wondered, wow, I wish I could personalize or customize this pickup from drop-down, you actually can now under Management, Site Setup, Website Setup. It's been sitting in here, Site-Wide Defaults, and you may just not have noticed it, but in the Site-Wide Defaults, if I come down here to my pickup from description, you can actually customize it. You could start out with a product name and then pick it up from the issue name, the year, the ad size. You can even include custom fields if you have production custom fields. You can make that string include a production custom field, whatever. Customize that pickup from. Maybe you want the product name : comma, da da da, dash da, you know, whatever. You can customize this all day long. Make this pickup from be exactly what you need. Maybe your ad number, your RSN number that you want to be part of, so you'll know you're grabbing the right ad at the right time. Let's reload this so I can reload that customized pickup from. Okay, fine. I did something it didn't like, but that's okay. I'll go back to the Job Jacket and come down here. That pickup from now includes my customized pickup from. Product name : this, comma, that, dash that. Okay, I just customized it right here on the fly. If you need to, just realize you can customize that pickup from. Last thing I'm going to talk about today for the last 12 minutes, gosh, where's the time gone? And I haven't, accounting team. Accounting team, we have got some nice features for you. Think about this. Start your collections process without paying somebody to do collections for you. With the recent release of the updated statements tool, and if your accounting team's not on the phone, everybody else listen up for your accounting team. If you guys know that you're doing your invoicing and billing in Magazine Manager, then we're talking collections right now. We're talking statements, because that whole statement engine has been rewritten, and by the addition of the ability now, talking and clicking, I'm a man, I can't multitask. Sorry about that. Statements, sorry. With the addition of now being able to send statements out per bucket, you can actually create a collections scenario and start collections letters right here out of so simple. How do you do it? You go to your new statements, you come over here, and who do you typically send collections letters to? If they're 90 days past due, we're going to start collecting on them. So I'm simply going to come in here, and I'm on a PC. So this is a multiple randomly selectable list. All right, if I simply control click, then I'm able to select, I want all my 91 and 120 pluses, because I'm about to pop out very efficiently a collections letter for them. I search, here's my list of people that meet that criteria. All right, got 98 people on this list. I want to show not 50, I want to show 100 for the whole screen. I go down, I look at this, who all's on my list? Who are my offenders here? All right, here's all my people. Well, now, where's my collections letter option? Remember, up here in the upper left-hand corner, you guys are going to start seeing a reoccurring theme of screen layouts. Start looking for these elements that you're used to on other screens. Here's that pop-out panel, that more stuff's going on over here, Actions panel. Now, your administrator will have already helped you set up a different statement template, and we're calling it a collections letter. So pick your collections letter statement template, and that statement template is going to read a lot like a collections letter, and it's going to go out to these people that we're targeting. We're going to display due dates. We're going to include the item descriptions, and let's preview. For everybody selected, this is what your collections letter is now going to look like. Collections attempt. And again, you can customize this, make this whatever you want. This is an attempt to collect a debt. Please make failure to bring outstanding will result in blah, blah, blah. And it shows them everything they have in collections. It shows where their buckets are. Beautiful, easy, free, or not free, included in what you're already paying for, right? So save some collections money. Keep these initial collections efforts in-house. Of course, refer to your legal team about what you can and can't do with collections. Based on their advice, set up a collections letter in the format that they advise, and then go out, use this simple tool to send collections. What about just regular old statements? So let's reset our search criteria here. And what if I just want to send my statements out? Well, again, now here, if you've got an older site or something, and you go into your statements, and your statement still looks like this, again, look for this. This page is getting replaced by this target. Click here. You're now in the new statements. You can do everything we're talking about on the new statements page. Filter by business unit, filter by product, contact group, company name, first, last name, search by whatever you want. If I just want to send, it's the end of the month and I just want to send my regular old statements, all I'm going to do here is just press search. As of today's date, I want all my open transactions. Open accounts are prepayments sitting on a customer's account, and also open invoices. Here's everybody that's supposed to be getting a statement. Here's all the buckets. This guy, A Mother's Touch, they've got balances in 130, 30, 60, 60, 90, etc. You come in here, you pick your normal statement template, whatever that normal statement template is, Organic Delights template. I want to display them on due dates. Maybe you want to hide payments, hide the aging summary if you want to. If you want to display your voided transactions, you can do so as well. And then give the item descriptions on the statement or no details. Preview those statements. Here's how they look. Here's the invoice number, consolidated invoice, had these two line items. It was due then and still outstanding, etc. Now, guys, I did select a different statement template. It just seems to be somebody internally overwrote my regular old statement with a collection statement. But think about this as just a regular account statement. And if you're not doing so already, be sure to hook up that credit card merchant account, because you can put a self-pay link here at the bottom of your invoices and also your statements, providing your customer every opportunity possible to make a payment on their accounts. And again, self-pay links, merchant account, integration of credit card processing, definitely reach out to your software consultant on that. We will help you get that started. We'll give you all the details about who can, who can't, what does it cost, etc. That, I tell you, is going to be a huge, again, it's all about efficiency. It's about getting the most out of your software. Start including that self-payment option at the bottom, and you've got to hook up your credit card account. You've got to make it integrate with Magazine Manager, Newspaper Manager, and you can take advantage of that, all right? That basically covers everything that I wanted to go over with this. Again, this is an enterprise, very robust, very complicated system, not complicated, very robust, very feature-rich. And there's so much more going on here. Everyone has free hours. Make sure to use your free time before the end of the year, or you're going to lose it and you're going to have to dip into your brand new 2017 time. But every single year, you have an opportunity to coordinate with us, one of your software consultants, to consult you better or to train your staff better on the better uses, best practices, latest, greatest features, tips, and tricks. I am prepared, and I will, for the last almost 10 minutes of the call, I will open up for any questions. If you have a question, look over in your GoToMeeting control panel area. You'll see an ability there to raise a hand. Raise your hand if you have a question. You will remain on mute once I recognize your hand and take you off mute. Be sure to keep your question in the scope of what we covered today, if at all possible. So at this time, if you have a question, please feel free to raise your hand. All right, Andrea, I see your hand. Andrea, you are unmuted. What is your question?
Oh, hi, Mark. I just have a quick question. This was so awesome. Lots of information. Is there going to be an opportunity for us to watch or listen to this again?
Yes, 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 yes. If you remember now, and I'm going to show us on the screen in help, and I apologize to everybody. There's so much that I want to share with you in so little time that I really want to draw the big picture connections together for everybody and then let you take your time with your consultants to dig down into the details and figure out how to do that. But over here, Andrea, in Help, under the webinars, we will be posting this under past webinars, and you'll be able to watch it and look at all the questions and answers that were provided during this. Thank you so much for that question.
Great.
All right, let's see what other hands I see up here. Anybody else have a hand up? No? Okay. Well, oh, there we go. Rick, hang on. Rick, you are unmuted. You may also have yourself muted. I still see you muted. Say something to me, Rick.
Okay.
There we go, Rick. Hey, how can I help you, Rick?
Mark, I just have a question. There was some conversation about the e-sign. It looks like maybe somebody answered that, but my question was when is that? Do you have any idea when that's actually going to be available?
Yeah, our technical team, thank you for the question. I'm going to go ahead and let you take the answer offline, if you will. I'm going to put you back on mute. The question was the e-signatures. We are planning. We don't have it in place yet, which is why I really didn't discuss it today, but it's perfectly fine. We are planning a solution for an e-signature solution. Our development team now we've explored and we've picked an option. I'm not sure what the option is, but it is going through development and internal quality assurance and testing. We anticipate the e-signature in 2017, next year. I would realistically think probably closer to Q3, maybe sooner. So within the next 6 to 9 months, we can definitely anticipate some e-signatures, e-signing. And that's all the information at the level of detail that we have at this point. Mario, your hand is raised and your mic is unmuted. How can I help you?
Hello. I want to know if you guys are planning on creating maybe a more graphic sales funnel when you can evaluate the stage of each customer.
I don't understand your question, Mario. Could you please rephrase it?
Yeah, well, maybe I can talk about some other CRMs that I have used. When you have a graphic sales funnel and you can see what customers each sales rep has, and you can see stages on it. For example, first call, and the next stage can be maybe email sent or hot lead, maybe something like this.
Yeah, okay. I understand now. Thank you so much, Mario. Let me go ahead and I'll give you your answer offline. We are redesigning the customer screen, if you will. So this whole screen is getting a facelift. It is coming out early 2017, and we're including in the new facelift in the new design of the company record, we are including this whole thing called opportunities, where you can put in an opportunity and not have to, because right now if you're trying to manage your sales pipeline in Magazine or Newspaper Manager, you have to put in a proposal, and then you've got to put it at 20, 25%. You've got to pick a specific date and a specific product and issue. Well, maybe I don't know that yet, so I want to set up my folks in the sales pipeline and say in 2017, I know these guys are probably going to do 25,000 in business, and here's where we are in the opportunities pipeline. Look for that once we release the new thing. Then we'll have some nice reporting where you can see this sales rep has these people in these sales pipeline stages, and it's all about opportunities. So look out for, as we release future webinars, future white papers on the new tools and new features, that's where you're going to look. That's what you're going to look for to get that kind of reporting and get a higher level view of exactly what rep has in their wheelhouse, if you will, and at what point they are. Pam, you're unmuted. How can I help you?
Yes, I have two quick questions. Number one, how do you find out how many hours you have available for training? And
okay.
Number two, is there a fee for sending emails out of Magazine Manager? Sending emails.
I'll give you your answers offline. Thank you for that. Pam, you can reach out to your software consultant, email your software consultant, and we'll be able to look up your time for you. We have a system that tracks the free credit training and everything, and we'll be able to answer that for you on an individual basis. Now, is there a fee for sending out emails through Magazine Manager? Well, let's talk a little bit about this. We have the connection with MailChimp. The fees or whatever whatever service level you have at MailChimp is really the only fee you're going to send out. Now, MailChimp has this thing called Free Forever. They have this Free Forever account. If you want to give it a try, go to MailChimp.com, create an account. We have zero official kind of business relationship with them, so we're not getting any money or any kickbacks on people signing up for MailChimp accounts. So it's to your advantage because we've evaluated all of these blast mail providers, and they are the best. They have the best service, the best prices, based on our analysis and our determinations. So whatever you need, if you have a really high level of service need, that's going to be handled through MailChimp, and that integration with Magazine Manager is free. No, there's not an additional cost. And if you just want to give it a try before you sign on the dotted line and sign up for a new MailChimp account, don't worry about it. MailChimp will let you set up a Free Forever account. It gives you 2,000 emails, unique email addresses that you can maintain, and I believe that Free Forever, the last time I looked at it in MailChimp, it allows you to send out 12,000 emails to those 2,000 recipients a month. I mean, for a lot of the smaller mom-and-pop type operations, even the mid-size operations, that's a perfectly adequate service level that you need and create that connectivity, and it's free. It's free through MailChimp. So explore MailChimp's website. I'm not even going to talk about the integrated emails that we have within Magazine Manager right now, sending it through our server, because that is going to be shut off here once we get this integration done. Don't know exactly when. Don't fret. It's not going to happen anytime too soon, but it is on the, for the spirit of complete transparency, we are planning on turning off, that free email service that we currently have through our system. Now, that's for the promotional emails. For the billing, invoicing, and for the production material reminder emails, you're still going to be able to do that in Magazine Manager because those are what we consider transactional emails, and they're not marketing emails. So you still will be able to do that indefinitely. We are not going to touch that feature. So again, talk to your software consultant about a lot more details about that, but that's the high-level answer and the high-level what we have there high level for you. I don't see any more hands up, and we've actually gone over 2 minutes. So let me take this opportunity to thank everyone. I know everybody's got a super busy day. Thank you for taking this hour out and investing this hour in your organization by learning what you can do better. Take advantage of this free consulting time. We are here for you. We're an extension of your team. Utilize us, please. Have a happy holiday. Thank you very much, and goodbye.